Yes, sir, for sure.
Okay. So tell me about yourself.
Sir, my name is Sahil. Basically, I reside in Delhi, Uttam Nagar, and came here for doing my graduation. Currently, I'm in my third semester of graduation, BCA, and I get an internship when I just started my BCA journey and have experience of 1 year, 2 months
In what?
in web development.
Okay. And PHP?
Yes, sir. For PHP, I have around for basically while talking about front end, I have 1.2 of front end, and basically about backend, didn't explore that much, about 6 months.
In PHP, no?
Yes, sir, in PHP.
Okay. Okay. What is PHP?
Sir, PHP is basically named as a preprocessor language. That is full form hypertext preprocessor, used to just do the authentications and, for example, backend functionalities and CRUD operations. For example, if we just want to populate users data and just use to in a dashboard, admin dashboard, so here PHP comes in role, where we have to just populate the data dynamically. Then if we just introduce the term dynamic, then PHP comes in the role.
Okay. What is the difference between front end and back end?
So the difference between front end and back end is basically client side rendering and server side rendering. Front end is basically the client sees the user interface, that how he can interact with him. Okay, and backend is basically the platform where we can interact with the user. Basically, we can say backend is a brain of the UI development. Whether is user is saying the UI, backend is basically used to manage that.
Have you worked any project in PHP?
I done PHP project. There is a famous project. Do you know, sir, Delhi Jal Board?
Mm, no.
Yeah, I made this website with my team also. There was a senior team called Ajay Srivas. I was there at the team. Delhi Jal Board and HFCL.com.
Okay. What is the difference between div and table?
The difference between div and table is basically, first let me talk about div. Div is basically used to make a box, make a layout, and table is used to make columns and rows instead. A div can come inside a table, but a table can come inside a div, but a div cannot come inside a table.
Okay. What is the difference between echo and print in
The difference
PHP?
between echo and print is basically both is used to show the message, but echo takes multiple parameters while print takes only one parameter, and echo is more faster than print. That's why we use mostly echo.
What is the difference between double equal to and triple equal to?
The difference between double equal to and triple equal to are, for is double equal to, we check the variables. If a equals to b, double equals to, then it means a equals to b, and if a triple equals to b, that means it will check the data type of a and it will check the data type of b. If both are similar, then the case will be true.
Okay. What is array?
Array is basically collection of items where we can store different data types also, but array is used to store similar type of data type, and it is a collection of objects.
Okay. How did you get string length?
We can get string length by calling a function named .strlen.
Okay. Tell me about error type in PHP.
What's sir?
Error type.
Error type in PHP. Error type in PHP is basically used to get the errors while we printing the code. For example, if we just establishing a connection, like for example MySQLi connection, and if we establish a connection, if connection fails, then we show the error in other parameter. If the connection fails, then error will be passed through the error. That how, what is the error, and in which line the error comes.
Okay. What is session?
What's that?
Session.
Session is used to basically store and just interpret with the data. Is basically like a cookie. Session is, for example, a user comes in the website, does anything after a click, then session used to store that information at particular time and get retrieve again and again. For example, whenever we used to open Facebook, we if we have open first time and after that we doesn't on the internet, then still the Facebook's UI get opened, because this is because the UI is get stored into the session.
Okay.
So this is a simple for loop for printing the array. For example, if I had started the iteration from 0 and iteration goes and checks up to validation and it is equals to 100, and it will always increment the iteration and echo I, that means print 1 2 3 4 5 6. And for example, for we'll have to just create a simple, I had created a number, and in case create a I, and just I will be nothing. For example, I just started a validation I, and I is here. It started with 0.
Okay. Okay, Sai. I have done from my side. Yes, HR will connect back to you.
Okay, okay, sir.
Thanks for joining.
Okay. Thank you, sir.